Hey there, you great people. I hope you've been so well and thank you for joining me. As you can see from the title, I had a trip to America on the 25th of April, but as I'll explain in this video, it did not go to plan. I've compiled quite a lot of pictures from my Samsung mobile phone and my GoPro action camera to make this video for you all to watch and to explain why I'm not in America right now and what went wrong. The plan was my friend picking me up from here, like I said, on the 25th of April, and he did pick me up at 3:30 in the morning. He drove me the 200 miles to London Gatwick Airport, where I was getting a flight for 8 hours, which I did, almost 8 hours, 3,500 miles or a little bit more, to Boston Airport. Then I had an hour and 3/4 at Boston Airport, where I was going to get on a connecting flight, another 3 hours and 15 and about 1,500 miles to Minneapolis. And in Minneapolis, USA, of course, I was being picked up and drove 263 miles north, way up into northern Minnesota, where I was going to be staying with a family for around 2.5 months or so. But all did not go to plan, as you'll see in this video, and as I'll explain in a voiceover on some of the pictures and these clips that I've put together into a video for you all. So for anyone out there, and there's been a couple who said I've scammed people out of money for the trip because some money come from a family in the USA, well, this is not just for you. I recorded the videos anyway with good intentions, thinking I was getting there, thinking I was having 2.5 months, but here we go. Join me and my friend Mike, who's driving on the M3 motorway just outside of London. Enjoy the video. So here we go, we're not far from London now. We've been driving about 3 hours or just a little bit longer and not far to go at all. We're going to stop in a minute though for a quick bit of breakfast at a service station. So here we are at the service station, where, as you can see from the sign, there's a lot of choice of different food vendors in there. We've got so much time because we set off so super early, because I didn't want to take any chances of missing my flights. We're only about 20 minutes away from Gatwick Airport as well at this moment in time. So here we are inside, and like I said, there's loads of choice. In the end, we just went simple. McDonald's, and it was just breakfast menu items because it was so early in the morning. I think I ended up having like an egg and sausage McMuffin, which was okay, you know. So here we are finally at the North Terminal at London Gatwick Airport. It took a little bit of a while to park up because the car parking here and the grounds of the airport in general are absolutely huge. And even when you park up, you've got to go to a little bus stop where a little shuttle bus, or big shuttle bus really, picks you up and actually takes you to the terminal building, or quite close to it anyway. And even on the bus, it was about 10 minutes or so. So here's my friend Mike, and we've actually had to go up to I think it's the 4th floor in the terminal building here, because right next to me, to the left, as you look at the picture, is security, and also the gate where I needed to get on my plane from here, London Gatwick, to Boston, Massachusetts airport in America. So quite handy. Me and Mike just have a couple of drinks, and we've still got so much time. We literally got to the airport at like 7 in the morning, and my flight wasn't until 12:10 lunchtime. So we were there 5 hours or more before the flight, so loads of time. So I got through security really quite quickly and through the gate. I'm just in a little departure lounge now, and the plane you can see in front of you there is the plane I'll be getting on, the JetBlue flight from London Gatwick to Boston. By the way, I didn't just take a picture in the airport without asking. I asked one of the security there, was it okay if I took a picture from just inside there to take a picture to the outside of the plane? And he said, yep, absolutely fine. So in a moment, I'll be showing couple of videos where we are taxiing on the runway ready to take off, and also I'm going to show you the takeoff as well. So here's me in my seat now, my hand luggage, which is my rucksack of course, in the overhead locker, and we are just about to taxi and line up on the runway. As you can see from my window seat, we are just lining up on the runway here, and he's straightening the plane ready to take off. And at this point, I'm so excited, and I thought I could not wait to get there, but we will see. So here we are, accelerating down the runway, or as I probably say in airline terms, the pilot is applying more thrust. I think that's what they call it anyway. As you can see, we're getting up quite a bit of speed, and we will be off the ground any second, literally. So here we go, literally the wheels have just come off the ground and we have took off. I think we get to about 10,000 feet before the seatbelt signs come off. Look at some of the actual wonderful countryside actually near Gatwick Airport. I was quite surprised there was so much countryside and fields and farms, little towns, villages, so close to such a major airport in London. As you can see, we are well above most of the cloud now. We're probably at about 20,000 feet. Our maximum height, by the way, because we're still climbing, I think was about 50 or 52,000 feet high is what we maintained at for quite a while before heading down into Boston, but that's further down the line. A long way to go yet. This is an almost 8-hour flight. As you can probably see below, the land has now turned to water, and we are flying across, of course, the gigantic Atlantic Ocean, and now we literally are about 15,000 feet high. As you can probably see, I've zoomed in here, we're now on the east coast of Newfoundland, Labrador and Canada, and what you can see below there is actually a snow covered mountain, which is literally peeping through the clouds way down below. So here is our first glimpse of mainland USA, and we've been coming down in height now for a little while, so I don't think we're far away from Boston at all. So we've got much lower now, and you know you're in the USA when you see an American football pitch. I've actually tried to look at this, even though it's not that sharp, the picture, and it looks like it says Blue Devils. Is that Boston Blue Devils, maybe? So as you can see now, there is Boston Logan runway. We're just circling around in the air before landing on the runway. You can see just off towards the middle of the picture there. Almost there now. As you can see, we have now landed at Boston Airport in the great USA, and it's nice and warm and sunny, or it looks like it. This is where my dream turned into an absolute nightmare, and I'll explain why now. So as you can see, this is my passport, and the picture says it all. So yeah, I landed at Boston fine, waited in the security line, spoke to a woman and said I paid for faster security clearance, but she wasn't that interested. I did make it to the front of the queue though, and me and some other people got told to stand by a wall and wait for a moment, and then we were taken downstairs into security detention centre, where we were going to be asked more questions and that kind of thing. Within 20 minutes, half an hour of me being there, my phone, my bag, everything was taken off me, and I ended up spending 3 days, or it went into a third day at least, locked up in the detention centre before I was put back on a plane back from Boston back to London Gatwick, believe it or not. So my dreams were absolutely ruined. Under the travel authorisation, the visa I had, just like anyone else, the people you're staying with, which they call sponsors, or the hotel you might be staying at, needs to be contactable and traceable at all times, and that is part of the visa agreement. Apparently the Homeland Security people at the airport tried ringing the people several times that I was staying with, but no answer on the phone. So that put me in breach of my visa, unfortunately. So yes, the dream was over and I was on my way back to England. Please now like this video, subscribe, share and hit the notification bell. Thank you all for understanding.